book is The Art of the Start.
And the start of
Okay, so the two authors of the two different books are Guy Kawasaki and Reid Hoffman. So Guy Kawasaki is from Hawaii, and his dad was a senator. He got good at writing in AP English, and he worked for Apple for 4 months, and then Motorola, and then now he is an ambassador for Mercedes-Benz. Reid Hoffman was also from Stanford, and he's the co-founder of LinkedIn and PayPal. And he wrote this book and is now one of the most successful angel investors.
Alright, so I focused on the startup of you and the skill set that it lays out for you to become a successful entrepreneur. There's 6 steps. The first is to develop your competitive advantage. So that's your assets or skills that you have, your aspirations or goals for your company, and the market realities. The second point is the ABZ planning, which is basically plan A, which is your goal, plan B, which is kind of like your secondary goal, like your fallback plan, and then plan Z is basically that you know that you always have something else that you can do if it all doesn't work out. The third point is to build a professional network. Basically networking helps you get known, helps you build your knowledge and so on. The fourth point is to pursue breakout opportunities. Those are basically opportunities that come that aren't necessarily like what you want to do, but they could be worth your time in the long run. And most startup people recommend taking those opportunities. The fifth point is to take intelligent risks. So if you're really, really pushing with your entrepreneur venture, then maybe don't take that breakout opportunity. The last point is to tap network intelligences. So who you know is just as important as what you know, because the people you know can know even more than you, and your brains can collide to create even more successful companies.
Art of the Start is a small book that has a lot of information, and so here are the most important things I took from it. Your reasons for starting a business should be to make the world a better place and not necessarily to make money. And so you can do that through increasing the quality of life, preserving something good, or righting a wrong in the world. The second point is to make a mantra. It'll help you stay focused and help inspire you, but it should be short and to the point. Nike's is authentic athletic performance, fun family entertainment is Disney, and think is IBM, so those are just a few examples. The most important thing I think is to get started, don't wait, make a plan, but have like an initiative on that plan. Have a business model, it should be specific, 10 words or less. There are 7 milestones for every startup. You need to write the assumptions of your startup and then have tasks to do to help you get to those milestones. Hire better than yourself, because if you're hiring people that are more intelligent and more skilled than you, then your business will grow. Make things simple for your consumer. Don't make them have to learn too much in order to use your product. Like the natural flow of things happen. If your consumers end up using the product in a different way that you don't expect, that's okay. And then lastly, be optimistic, because there's going to be a lot of people that are telling you that your product is bad or you have a bad business idea, but it's important to just keep trying.
Right, so both of the books are pretty similar. They both start with coming up with an end goal to the company you are creating. Both talk about what to do when your company fails, so how to get back on track and how to keep moving. Just pick yourself back up. And then they also both talk about forming partnerships and the skills you need to have a great partnership between 2 people. And they also talk about networking and keeping people interested in your product.
As we just mentioned, both the books were really similar and both had the same end goal, being that to create a business startup or just to develop yourself as an entrepreneur. Although they had 2 different ways of going about that. The Art of the Start was more of a business model professional book, where the Startup of You was more inspirational and personable. They also both talked about different points more in depthly. So some of the points of the Art of the Start talked about more were the MAT, which is milestones, assumptions, and tasks. And they also talked about the 10-20-30 rule, which is 10 slides, 20 minutes, and 30-point font. And they also had definite business models to help follow. While as the Startup of You talked about a section of risk and how to deal with those risks, and then also had a section about competitive advantage.
So Kawasaki and Hoffman want to write a book. What do they call it? Risky Business. Risk is a part of startups. What's risk? I'm glad I asked. Risk is how likely the negative consequence of a decision is. Let me tell you something you already know. There is no courage without fear, no risk without uncertainty. Take risks when you're young. It ain't about how hard you hit, is how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Speaking of winning, Risky Business is a Michelin star book and is rated 96 on Rotten Tomatoes. It won every prize known to man. But don't take my word for it. These guys know.